Hey guys, so today I've got a decent amount of things that I need to do to the Mini Cooper. Obviously, you know, that thing's always a working project, so I don't know how much I'm going to get done. We'll see what I can get done today. I've got a little bit to do to the exocet. Still finishing up on some of that nitrous stuff. I wanted to redo that bracket. The Mini Cooper, you know, there's a bunch of things I need to do. I think I'm going to try and tackle the bushings for the control arms today, which is not going to be a fun project, and some other things. So let's get to it. So first thing up on the agenda today, going to replace that fitting that I had said that I needed to order because obviously they sent me the wrong one. So let's put that in. Much better. I'm going to be doing a bunch of jumping around, I think, on this episode because I've got a few things I need to do to that, some things I need to do to this. Yeah, whatever. So next thing on the agenda, I think, is I want to fix this problem like I was talking about last week, that this bracket is just really flimsy. So I think what I want to do is I think I'm going to add a piece of metal that kind of goes from here and ties into there and see how strong it is. If that isn't strong enough, maybe I'll add in another one to go to the other leg. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so this is kind of what I have figured out so far. So I got this bigger angle here. I think I'm gonna box it in like this. And then this other side, basically just gonna do the same thing, kind of with that shorter angle. So I'm gonna make these out of metal, and then we'll see how strong it is. So if you've been considering like getting a lift for your garage, and if you're like me and you don't have enough ceiling clearance, these quick jacks are the shit. They work so well. And it's really nice for, you know, me in here because, like, you know, just a second ago, I had them under the K1 Attack. I just put some jack stands under it and just lowered it under the jack stands and then just moved them over here. So I don't have to move cars around or anything like that. It's just moving the lift around. It's not that big of a deal, and it gives you plenty of clearance. Like right now it's on the smallest. There's like these little rubber blocks that I can show you here. Just these little rubber blocks. And you get like, there's taller ones, and then they also say you can stack them, which usually I don't like stacking them because it's a little sketchy. But honestly, I mean, I've had them stacked and had them like that, and I've done some pretty serious work on them, and it's worked just fine. So yeah, I mean, they're pretty damn sturdy. I mean, it ain't fucking going anywhere. So if you're looking for something, they're pretty cheap too. I mean, I think I only paid like $1,200-1,300 or something like that. Got them at Home Depot. Worked great. So next up on the agenda, the reason I lifted the Mini Cooper is because next project is not going to be so fun. It's going to suck, honestly. I'm changing out those control arm bushings that I talked about before because that wheel is like moving back and forth on both sides, like pretty noticeably. It's not good. So I got these like Whiteline bushings. They're offset, so it's going to give me a little bit more caster, which is nice because I am planning on tracking this car. So this is not going to be fun, guys. I think my plan is, like some guys have been getting by with, like, you know, they cut the bushing out and then they use like a big bolt and like kind of try to press it in. It sounds like you just end up fighting it. So I think what I'm going to do Even though it's more work, but it's not more work. Yeah, I think it sucks either way. I'm gonna drop the subframe down and get the whole bushing unit out of there. I mean, I don't have a sway bar in there, so that's one less thing to worry about. So that's a plus, but it's still gonna suck. So let's get to it. Okay, so I'm in here looking at these bushings so you guys can kind of see what I'm dealing with. So this is the bushing back here. So the thing is, there's a bolt here, and then there's those two bolts back there where that sway bar used to be. The rearmost bolt, you can't get out without dropping the subframe down. So that's the whole reason for that. I'm in here looking at it. I kind of noticed, unfortunately, this, let me see if I can get it. There it is. That ball joint right there, they have two ball joints. They have like this inner one and then outer one. Unfortunately, the boot's ripped on that, so I should probably be replacing that, but I don't have one right now. So I guess I won't for the moment, and I'll just have to plan on doing that later. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to get that free. I'm gonna have to get this ball joint free. I'm gonna have to disconnect the steering joint, the rear mount for the engine, and lower this thing down. So I got this control arm out on the driver's side. As you can see, this thing is screwed. The whole bushing just came out with the arm. I'm hoping it's not gonna be too difficult to get this off here, but I'm betting it's gonna be a pain. Yep, so the passenger side is off now. That one's completely torn out, just like the other side. I ended up taking both axles out. It was just easier to get to these bolts here. I'm sure, I mean, I could have just taken the whole subframe out and done it outside of the car, but I figured probably easier to do it this way, less stuff to mess with, or less, weight to deal with coming out of the car. Man, it's a lot of work. I realized that, so when you're taking the subframe off, you got these frame horns, and they go into this front bumper support, so I take the bumper off. Now I gotta take the front bumper support off, just to get these stupid frame horns out of the way. Man, what a pain in the ass. All right, so the bumper support's off, the radiator support's out of there. I ended up having to take the battery out, because I needed to get to that bolt right about there for the steering knuckle. So now that's disconnected. All right, so I was saving you guys some of the boring parts because there's plenty of tutorials online about how to do this, but I dropped the subframe down. You can see I got my motorcycle jack under there. I just dropped it down enough that I could get up and get to the bolts for that stupid thing. These bolts are crazy tight. When I had to take them out for the sway bar, it was even worse because they hadn't been out before, but I can't remember what the torque spec is, but it's like a lot. I'd use a cheater pipe to break them free again. Yeah, it's not fun. Now time to get these sleeves out of here and get the new bushings in. That sucks, guys. Man, there's a metal ring inside this rubber, and then there's rubber on the inside. So it's like, yeah, it's not fun. You gotta cut a slit through it, and then it just kind of, once you get that slit cut through there, it kind of opens up, and then it's got enough space you can kind of pull it off. But it still doesn't come off easy, that's for sure. About damn time. I didn't do too bad on this one. The first one I kind of fucked up. I cut into this a little bit. It's not great, but it'll work. Okay, so there it is. Got both sides done. This side I got pretty damn straight. It's like perfect almost. This other side, unfortunately, I must have marked it wrong or something, but I got it off just a hair. It's just not quite the same as the other side. I don't think it's gonna matter too much. I mean, it's close enough. I think it'll give me, you know, quite a bit more caster, but I'm betting that this side won't give me quite as much of a gain as that side will. But, oh well, it is what it is. I'm not taking it back out, so I guess it's time to put it on the car. Man, this has turned into more and more not fun at all. I got these all done, and then I went to put them in the car, and I don't even understand how I did it, but somehow I got the bushings in backwards because I thought up was down and down was up. Yeah, like I marked it and everything, and somehow I still got it wrong, so I had to take it all back apart, and now I gotta put it all back together again. Hopefully I get it right this time. So the subframe's all bolted back in now. You can see those new bushings. So basically what happened with me getting these things backwards is I had this oriented correctly, or what I thought it was, because this is big side has to go this way. Well, the problem was I had this flipped upside down, so this was sitting the other direction, so it was backwards. So then when I went to put it on this way, the bushing was, yeah, the back side was on this side. So yeah, I totally screwed that up, but luckily I was able to press them in and out without damaging them. And since I had that one bushing that was off a little bit on the angle, I was able to get them straight now, so that's a plus. So the other side is now in, and I got both of the control arms in there, and man, were they not fun to get in there. So basically the problem is there's like a insert that goes into that bushing, and basically you couldn't get the control arm into that bushing when it was in here, so I had to pull it out, slide it onto this a little bit, then kind of wiggle it in, and then I ended up having to use the biggest channel lock pliers I had to pull this closed to get it in there. And I fought this thing for so long, but they're in there. So now, since I've got all of this apart and it's gonna make it really easy, I'm gonna switch this belt out because last time I was driving it, it was squeaking a lot, and I tried anything I could to get it to stop squeaking and it would not. But I mean, obviously this belt is all worn out and I knew that. But I got one that was a little bit shorter. This is like I think it's like a 653 K7, and I got like a 645, I believe it is. So it should be a little bit shorter, because I think the other problem I was having is that I have this all the way down, and this tensioner was like almost completely maxed out on tension. So I don't think it was in the right range where I wanted to be, because every once in a while this thing would kind of make a clicking noise. So I think with a shorter belt, it's going to bring that further out and put a little bit more tension on the belt, so hopefully it won't squeal or make that noise. That is not fun, guys. It's such a pain in the ass every time. So the belt I got, yeah, it's quite a bit shorter. I thought it was going to be just like slightly, but it's a noticeable amount shorter. So hopefully I can still get this thing on here and I'm not just wasting a bunch of time. But I'm going to try throwing it on and we'll see what happens. Yep, that's too short. All right, so I'm kind of screwed on that deal because today's Easter and everything's closed, so not much I can do about that. However, I do have this belt that came with the pulley kit that was supposed to be like for AC delete, so I'm gonna throw this on and see if I can run it without the AC compressor. At least that'll make it work for now. I mean, it's not like it matters. I don't have the AC hooked up anyway. Eventually, you know, down the road, I plan on doing that. But at the moment, this might work. Let's find out. Well, that AC delete belt fit. Feels pretty tight. It'll be interesting to see if that's still making noises. But at the moment, I mean, it seems like it's gonna work. So I guess, I mean, honestly, I might just run it like this until I get the rest of the parts for the AC. So I might just take the AC compressor off. It's not really doing anything. Yeah, might as well. So now it's back on the ground. I got everything assembled. It's all torqued down. So now I need to break out my toe plates so I can check the front toe on this, because obviously by adding more caster, it's bringing the wheels forward. So it's gonna entice a little bit of toe in. So I'm gonna break out the toe plates, check, see where I'm at, and then give it a, a general adjustment. It won't be perfect, but I'm planning on taking this to the shop and, giving it a proper alignment. But toe plates, I can get it pretty damn close. It's kind of hard to do this and like hold the tape measures tight at the same time, but it's actually, surprisingly enough, this really blows my mind. It's actually got a tiny bit of toe out, which is very interesting. It's measuring out at like 66 5/8 up here and 66 7/8 up here. I'm not entirely sure why that is, but it's close enough that, I mean, honestly, it drove straight too, so I guess I'll just leave it and I'll adjust it at work. All right, so I'm back on the exocet. This bracket is all done. It's all painted up. It's all strengthened up. It feels a lot stronger to like sit here and bend it. I can't do it with one hand, but yeah, I'm gonna put it on there and see how strong it actually is. It should be quite a bit better. So it's all bolted up. I'll admit I'm not 100% convinced. Still got a little bit of wiggle. It's not anywhere near the way it was though. So it should be drastically better. I really won't know until I drive it again, which kind of sucks, but it's snowing outside right now, so yeah, that's not gonna happen today. Alright guys, well that's gonna be it for this episode. I know it may not have been the most exciting of episodes as some of the other ones have been. I didn't want to do a lot of video for you guys, like showing like me pulling the suspension apart and everything, because it was a lot of wrestling around and not getting a lot of things done. It took a lot of time to get those control arm bushings done, especially, not to mention, putting them in not the correct direction. It's not good. But I got all that worked out. Everything seems to be good on this. The one thing that I definitely need to fix next time around is the battery in this thing. I just come to the conclusion it's a piece of crap. It just needs replaced. I don't know what's going on with this thing. I did a parasitic drain test on this thing, and everything checked out fine, but it's just like that battery just keeps going dead on me, and I don't understand it. So I think I'm gonna have to put a new battery in it next time. But I still need to give it an alignment. Maybe this week, either that, maybe I'll do it next weekend. I've got to do an alignment on another guy's car, so maybe I can do that at the same time. We'll see. But yeah, everything as far as that suspension, it's all done, so that's good. The exocet, everything's pretty much together now. I just really just need to drive it and change the jets out, see what we can get accomplished, how far I want to go with it. Same thing with the Mini. I still need to buy some spark plugs. That's the other thing that I definitely need to get some spark plugs so I can actually turn this up. But that's probably going to be more of a next weekend situation, but we'll see. But until next time, peace out.